It's been a very long last 54 days for South Carolina basketball, and why I'm mentioning 54 days, that's the last time the Gamecocks had won before tonight. So much heartbreak, so many close games. There were 6 losses decided by 5 points or fewer, some blowouts in there, a lot of question marks about what's up with this team, what could have gone wrong after having such a great season a year ago to get to this point where you're on a 13-game losing streak, haven't won an SEC game. But tonight, South Carolina is back in the win column. First win of the year in conference play as the Gamecocks take down the Texas Longhorns 84-69 here on Saturday night at Colonial Life Arena. And this is a really monkey off the back type of moment for the Gamecocks. The buzzword of the night has been relief, from Colin Murray-Boyles describing the feeling of getting that win. Lamont Paris using that same word too to kind of describe the feeling. It's been a long time coming for this team as they've gone through a really tough stretch over this last month and a half. It's their first win since December 30th, 2024, like I said, and their first SEC win since March 9th, 2024, when the Gamecocks traveled to Starkville in the final game of the regular season and took down Mississippi State. So all that to be said, it's been a really tough few weeks now, months for South Carolina, and the season hasn't really gone the way anyone has wanted to. And one win does not change everything. You're 1-13 now in SEC play, and you're still looking at, being behind everyone else in the SEC standings, and you go into the conference tournament probably as the 16th seed. I mean, look, it's still a really down year. But tonight, things finally came together. The first half for the Gamecocks, very solid performance. I think that made the difference in this game. You held Texas to 22 points at the break. Your defense was really flying around. Colin Murray-Boyles had 3 blocks. Jordan Butler, who got his first ever SEC win tonight, by the way, because he was at Missouri last year when the Tigers went winless and then 0-13 throughout the season. But he's got that first win under his belt in this league, and he had 1 block in that first half and played some really nice minutes for the Gamecocks tonight. And going back to CMB, I mean, he took over this game in the first half. Really played aggressive. The spacing on the floor kind of allowed for him to take more shots, which is what Lamont Paris has kind of been harping on CMB doing more and more. And tonight we saw that. I mean, he fouled out in 27 minutes, but really nice game for him. He had 22 points, 10 rebounds, really good game for him. And like I said before, the 3 blocks. I mean, this guy, when he can take over a game the way he does, he's special, and he's very hard to stop. And Texas knew it, man. They couldn't stop him for most of the night. But also besides that, I mean, you had 2 turnovers at the break, and that's a number that has really, risen a lot during these games for South Carolina. I mean, keep in mind, they just turned the ball over 18 times against LSU earlier this week, but to do it only 2 times at the break and then finish under double digits for the game in general, I mean, that's a really positive note for the Gamecocks. And then also, I mean, look, the free throws. I mean, you went 14 of 16 at the line by the break, and you shot a ton of free throws tonight. I mean, I think you went 34 of 45 or something like that tonight. I mean, an excessive amount of free throws you had to take tonight. I mean, the officiating was just all over the place, honestly. But you did what you had to do. Texas cut the lead down to, I think, 11 in the second half. But even then, the game never really felt that close. You did a great job of, honestly, outside of Trey Johnson, I mean, you held Texas, the rest of Texas's better players to, under, in single digits, which is a really good mark. So overall, very good victory for South Carolina. It's just one game, but hey, who knows what this can do moving forward. Now the Gamecocks are set to go to Missouri on Tuesday, the Josh Gray versus Jordan Butler reunion game, if you will, with the Gamecocks and Tigers trading, forwards during the offseason. But that game will tip off at 9 p.m. on Tuesday night, and we'll have all live updates and coverage for you on GamecockCentral.com. So once again, South Carolina back in the win column for the first time in a very long time with an 84-69 win over Texas here at CLA. For GamecockCentral.com, I'm Jack Veltri.